Welcome back, everybody. You listen to the Discus Lariat Collective podcast. I'm your host, Warren, here with Glenn and Daryl today. We're going to do a Fastlane review. By review, I mean, we're just going to recap a few bits because, I'm not going to go into the whole thing. There was a lot of shit. But, so before we get into it, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let us know what you think of Fastlane. And then wherever you are, listen to it on your podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, Apple Podcast, give us a follow on that as well. So we'll just get into it. I'll just rattle off the results of the first few matches because they were nothing special, really. First match was on the pre-show. Ali against Riddle for the United States Championship. Pretty good match, solid. The main thing that came out of it was obviously Riddle retained and kept his United States Championship, and then Ali lost the plot, pushing around Retribution for the last time. They all start leaving, and then two of the boys hitting with a double chokeslam. I think we're all in agreement that we're kind of glad that Retribution's done now at this stage, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, before Ali was in the fold, they seem to do better. They seem to be more intriguing.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing what each wrestler in the faction has to do.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like you were saying earlier, Daryl, about the likes of Dijakovic now, and what you think would be class for him. If you wanna...
Oh yeah. If tomorrow night Dijakovic came out and started just having a go, saying, "Hey, look, I'm out of Retribution, blah blah blah. I want to follow the career that I had," and I see boom, Keith Lee's music cracks.
Yeah.
Staunches down to ring. Right. Well, let's start kicking this back off then again, and then that's your WrestleMania match.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Some good booking there, and I can see him having some absolute barn burners of matches with Lux and McIntyre and Sheamus as well, given if the chemistry's right.
Yeah.
So we only have things to look forward to. Yeah, exactly.
Martin and Dijakovic would be deadly as well, I think. But so Retribution seems to be finished now, hopefully. So we'll see more about that now over the next few days. Whether they're gonna, maybe some of them might float down to NXT, SmackDown, Raw. We'll see.
They will, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can see a few of them going back to NXT.
I think Dijakovic should be the only one to stay up.
That's a good show, actually. Yeah, I reckon so. First match. I forgot about her. Jesus. First match then on the main card, we had Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax for the women's tag team championships. Not really gonna go into this one. Jax and Shayna Baszler retained. I'm not being bad. I just don't want to. Yeah. So
what a match!
Then there was like a tease of like a heel turn then for Sasha Banks where she slapped the eyelashes off. Bianca Belair. If you look, she actually did clean one of her eyelashes clean off. My missus copped it. I didn't. She was just like, she's missing an eyelash. I was like, oh my God, so she is.
What a boss. What a boss.
So I'm liking now I hope they just focus on themselves and don't mess around with tag teams anymore. So that's the only good thing I can kind of take from that. Next match then we had, I think it was Big E against Apollo in the Continental Championship match. This was a letdown mainly because it seems now they're going to just lead into WrestleMania with it. But the match itself started off so strong, very physical, aggressive. Both lads were kind of coming out, and it wasn't like one was hiding or one was cowering. It's two boys going at it because they both have something to prove against each other. Big E wants a bit of revenge. Apollo wants the Continental Championship. Simple as. Some great outside the ring work, and then they got in the ring. And as I said to you boys a few minutes ago, it was like they're on a timer. It was literally like, right, boys, wrap it up, hit your big moves kind of thing. A few teases for a finisher. Then they did a double roll-up spot where it seems that the ref was supposed to be like, oh, whose shoulders are down or everyone's shoulders are down, that kind of thing. And it was just a sloppy kind of finish. The ref counts to 3. Commentators didn't cop it. The bell rang slightly after as well. So it was just a big kind of botched ending, and Big E retained the Intercontinental Championship. I'm sure that'll be addressed now on SmackDown, but it was a letdown of a match, to be honest. Yeah. What we do then? Yeah, I can't remember. I think next then we had the Shane McMahon little scene where they showed him training for this Braun Strowman match, which was just fucking ridiculous as usual. And he did his leg in or his knee in or something like that by throwing a knee in training. He fell. He doesn't even sell the thing. It was more embarrassing. It's more embarrassing to watch Shane McMahon weekly than it is to do anything else in your entire life. I swear to God now. It's just ridiculous. Like, the man just shouldn't be on the telly, and I'm not even being bad. He has some great moments and great matches at Manias and this, that, and the other. But when it's a thrown together storyline, and as you said, Daryl, that they start the storyline over someone calling someone stupid, it's the most petty, ridiculous thing that's happened in quite some time.
Who's the heel here? Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're all acting like arseholes. I'd rather see Linda McMahon complete a D'Lo Brown splash off the middle rope. Like, it's just... At this point, I'm like, how is it that at one point the most entertainment McMahon to watch on telly is now the least entertaining of them and their extended family? Like, it's like, just give it a rest, lad. And Strowman, like, for context here, lads, what, a year ago? No, a year ago we beat Goldberg.
Yeah.
For the Universal title.
Yeah.
What the fuck, like?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is literally schoolyard stuff. After this scene, you had Shane McMahon after calling the big bully stupid. The big bully's after turning around saying, I'm going to thump your head out after skill. Right, Grant. All right, no bother. Shit, how am I going to get out of this? I fell in the yard.
Yeah.
I can't fight.
You couldn't have said that any better.
Yeah.
Like,
That's exactly what that is. I'll fight you next week on Friday.
Yeah.
But I can't because I'm wearing me summer clothes. My man says I'm not allowed to get wet from your water balloon.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is bad. It's a bad story. Yeah. But the thing that wrecked my head the most was then they threw Elias and Strowman in a match together. The match itself actually wasn't bad. Like I just don't want to see Strowman right now, to be honest. I want to see Strowman be like the dominating like beast he was. Do you know what I mean? It's just, he's gone stale. He's gone, just flat. He's flatlined big time. And then the likes of Elias and stuff like that, you don't want to put him against people who also are on the flat line. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Should have had him feud with the Miz. The Miz being like, oh, my rematch was unfair. Isn't that right, John Morrison? And then for Strowman to be like, well, at least you got a rematch. At least you had a Money in the Bank. I was told, oh, yeah, you're not allowed to be in the match. And then they had a match with Morrison and Kofi, and I still wasn't allowed to be in the match. I'm being held back. Fuck the lot of yous. And then they could have literally shoehorned the Miz and Morrison against Strowman in a handicap. And like, you could have just had the cheap shit heel gimmick at the Miz and bring Strowman in strong. If you're going to book him right.
Yeah, that's a good show, actually. That
what they should have done for that is, my opinion on that is they should have just, if Shane was injured, fine, that's it. Calls the match, drag it on to Mania.
Yeah.
You could have given that spot to the likes of fucking AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston or Apollo Crews. Or not Apollo Crews,
Xavier Woods.
Oh, we got Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
And build that storyline between them for the championship going up towards WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But no, they just left them off the card and they just put that slop of a match in together that had no storyline behind it.
Yeah, dead right. And you were saying as well, the whole both tag team divisions as well from Raw and SmackDown weren't on the card either. Could have had something to do with there, like. But instead we got Elias and Strowman in just an extended squash, really. After that, then, funny enough, then after this, it was literally a tale of two halves. This whole pay-per-view, I feel. After this match, then it started kicking up a gear. We had Rollins and Nakamura, which was a solid match. There's not much to talk about for the match. Like, it was really good, but it didn't.
Go watch it.
Go watch it, because realistically, it's just two guys just having a match. That's literally all it was. There was no real kind of build behind it, no story behind it, which is grand.
Yeah.
There was a little tease that Rollins wanted to hit Nakamura with the Cesaro swing. He kept constantly calling the Cesaro throughout the match. It was pretty good, but both guys looked really well, and I'm hoping now Nakamura, we've seen like a little backstage segment with him and Riddle as well, about the US title. I'd love to see Nakamura just jump back over to Raw, win the US title. If they're not going to kind of book him into Mania, there's a way to kind of even to get onto the pre-show and win a belt. But we'll see what happens. But a decent match though, not too bad. But it kind of set then the motion for the rest of the pay-per-view. So after this, then we had Drew McIntyre against Sheamus, which was outrageous. It was just so good. And
it's match of the night for me personally.
Yeah, there you go. It was great, like from start to finish. They've built this now, obviously, the past few weeks, the whole 20 years of friendship, stuff like that, down to Swanee. And then they've had great matches on Raw the past few weeks as well. So they had they changed this to no holds barred. We were only slagging WWE there recently about they don't really do much with a no holds barred match. They whip out the kendo sticks, they have a pinfall on the outside of the ring. We got the kendo sticks at the start, and that's literally, it was almost like I was taking off a checklist. Those are great, grand. But then it just went
the outside the table spot though, exactly. The fucking white noise.
There was so many great moments. Then after that, it just went balls to the wall. They went backstage, well, like around the kind of back area of like where the crowd usually is. They had some cool spots then where Sheamus went through some of the Thunderdome screens. What else did they have? They had, as he said, the table spot where he hit Drew with the white noise through the announcer's table. Yeah, it was just really good. It was hard hitting, physical. Sheamus had a big slice on his back from the kendo sticks and stuff like that. It was brutal, really. Like, you know what I mean, for the WWE standards. Both men, they just have great chemistry. Like,
do we think this is the end of it now?
I hope.
And that McIntyre will move on to Lashley and Sheamus will
Yeah,
for
I
themselves.
think
couldn't
it
have
is.
to, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I would love to see them do it again, but they've kind of did everything right now. Do you know what I mean?
I think if they wanted to give it like a bit of embers, like something to come back to later, even post Mania, if they are going to swap the belt off Lashley and back onto McIntyre, or if they want to reignite the feud after the fact, it'd be great to see Sheamus just go out, say tomorrow, and just lose the rag and be like, no, and like basically start on McIntyre, but get emotional about it. Like, be like, no, you prick, beat me and all the whole time. Like, you can't just let his emotions speak for him, right? And then you can have McIntyre do like what he did with Randy Orton in the feud, and you like what he did with Keith Lee, where you just smash like Claymore, and you can write Sheamus off if he's not going to be on the Mania card anyway.
Yeah.
And then if McIntyre wins the belt, or if Lashley's due to retain or whatever, you can literally dip back into that later. Because I said it to you a couple of weeks back, these lads are just putting on clinic after clinic, hyper aggressive, using all the tools. It's fantastic to watch, and honestly, I'm not tired of it yet. Maybe you are, I don't know, but if I had to see it again, I actually wouldn't mind it. And the more intrigue you add to this field, the better, you know.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. What do you think of it?
I'm going to call Sheamus coming out or having some involvement with Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman story after this.
Oh, weird one that. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. They're going to have to keep him relevant, and I'd say he'll fight against Braun or something like that, and then it'll be just focus on Drew and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
they can't keep on having Sheamus and Drew. Don't get me wrong, fucking whopper matches, absolutely deadly. But again, I think was it the last pay-per-view they had or a couple of weeks ago? They've been fighting non-stop. I just can't see it going into a triple threat now at Mania. I think that last night that was it, unless there was like a false finish somewhere or someone got involved, but it was a clean win. So I think that was just the nail in the coffin. So
yeah,
I'd say he's going to get involved with somewhere else that looks at Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman storyline or something.
Yeah, I suppose you could have Shane kind of enlist him to fight Braun Strowman at Mania for him. He could be kind of dodging the fight, the fact that he's injured and all this, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to get a suitable replacement, because the whole card subject to change rule they always talk about. You could get Sheamus in there then, and then they might even have it as like a handicap or something, so Shane will get involved somehow. But yeah, good show.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd say he'll just fight. Sheamus will just fight Braun over the next couple of weeks up till Mania, and then finally Braun will get his hands on Shane at Mania.
Yeah. But yeah, not a bad show, I suppose. Yeah, gives everyone kind of something to do. We'll move on with the card then. So yeah, Savage match. Drew won. He got the clean win, as you said. But yeah, hell of a lot of work went into that one. Both lads just left it all there. It was great to see, to be honest. And it's funny because we kept saying that they're having pay-per-view quality matches the past few weeks on Raw, and then this one didn't disappoint, because usually when that happens, obviously you kind of your payload's gone there, and then you're just kind of scrapping then. But yeah, very good. After this, then we had the Bray Wyatt return as the Fiend, but what it was Alexa Bliss against Randy Orton in that agenda match. All of us called that it wouldn't really be a match. I think we all thought it was a no contest, or else like Alexa would pick up a win sneakily. So she did her usual supernatural spots around the ring, threw the fireball, this, that, and the other, dropped some lights. And then eventually then Randy Orton kind of seemed to have her cornered in the ring, and then the Fiend came up from like a fiery blaze underneath the ring. He looks deadly, all kind of burnt gear on him, and it looks like it's kind of welded to his face. It looks really good. It's the same fella who created the Fiend mask and stuff like that as well, and the likes of the Friday the 13th stuff. Tom Savini, he does all that kind of stuff, so it's class looking. It looks horror film-esque, like. And then like Alexa Bliss just pushed Randy Orton into Bray, hit him with this Sister Abigail, and then a controversial pin attempt from Alexa Bliss. She actually got called out by Randy Orton's missus. Did you see that?
No,
I didn't see it, but
yeah, she tweeted her and she was like, "You might just fuck that up, little girl," or something like that. And then Alexa Bliss tweeted back literally about an hour ago or so, and she was like, "Take it up with your man, not me." I was like, "Oh, handbags." But yeah,
kicked out.
Oh, she was short.
Kicked out
Was
with 2.5.
What was it?
Putting stirrups on.
Yeah. No, it was. I suppose it's cool to see the Fiend back. I don't particularly like him that much. I like the look of the character, and I like the character as a whole, but there's not really much you can do with it. Like the likes of Undertaker, obviously years ago, he had the whole supernatural thing, and again, it hadn't been done at that stage. Now we've seen obviously Undertaker throughout the career. We've seen the likes of Kane obviously being impervious to pain and stuff like that. There's only so much you can go with it. So I hope maybe they have some sort of plan in place. But yeah, they're obviously just leading to Orton against the Fiend at Mania. So
I hope they do. I hope they do end up changing his mask. Not that it looks bad,
yeah,
but he just looks like the bottom of your oven.
Need to clean that shit.
You know,
Man.
when
Need to clean that.
you just scrape out that bottom, you're
Yeah.
letting that chip fall down to the end. It's been there for a couple of months.
Yeah, for a decade.
That's what he's looking like. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I hope we see the Fiend mask regress time, like after a bit of time. Like I'd love to see it where it looks, 100% burnt, and then 90, 80, 70 over the weeks, as if him just being back and being his supernatural self just makes him recover.
Yeah.
And then after weeks of Fiend torment and all, we get Bray back on the 4 of Life Funhouse. Like, it's just nothing ever happened, that way.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, like Warren touched on, you can love him or you can hate him, but like his segments and some of the time that he would have filled out on Raw, I actually have missed over the last couple of months.
Yeah,
definitely feel that there is a Fiend shaped hole in Raw at the minute.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I just feel like with the fact that they lean so heavily on the supernatural with it, there's not much you can do. Like, I'd love to see him just do like Bray Wyatt again. Right. So then the main event, then we had Roman Reigns defending his Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan. Edge was a special guest enforcer on the outside. I think it was cool the way this match kind of started, because Daniel Bryan was playing the whole catch as catch can, like, oh look, I can grab you here, I can do this, I can do that. It was deadly, and he was having a laugh while he was doing it. It was pretty funny to see. And then he was kind of jabbing Roman Reigns a few times as well. Roman Reigns was just like, what the fuck is this? And he's just like having a laugh and a joke at Roman Reigns' expense. Eventually then, he was kind of trying to work in the whole mat wrestling thing, and as he said on SmackDown, you can't say that you'll never tap out because you haven't spent enough time on the mat. Good kind of dynamic. And then obviously you have Roman Reigns overpower him as well when they did get into the meat and potatoes of it. Edge was fairly quiet at the outside for most of the match, but then eventually it all kind of came down to a bit of kind of shithousery, I suppose you could say. Like, the match was savage. Like, both lads,
it was,
yeah, a tip of the hat from them. They were fucking class, and it was just consistently good. Like, you know what I mean? As I said, you had the two clash of styles there, and they worked it so well. And then we did actually see Roman Reigns tap out at one stage, which was big. I wasn't expecting it. I honestly wasn't.
And they were the baby taps as well, so he's going to be like, that's not tapping.
Exactly, So yeah, it was really good to see. I wasn't expecting it, because the likes of Undertaker couldn't make him tap. Do you know what I mean? With the Hell's Gate and stuff. So it was crazy that they gave that to Daniel Bryan, but I don't mind it. Edge got involved. Well, first of all, actually, Edge got involved because the poor ref, my God, Rude Charles from TNA. Chap had a near-death experience and he got absolutely crippled in the ring. So we had that.
Oh, with the knee.
Yeah, my God, the chap went into orbit. And then we had what you call him. Then that's when Edge's time to shine, I suppose. He came in as a special guest ref almost, and played his part well, called it down the middle, as they say. And then we had Jey Uso then rocking absolutely clean Edge out with a super kick, and then same with Daniel Bryan. As I said, shithousery. That's what it was. Eventually, then obviously Jey Uso gets fucked out with the ring. Then there was a chair. They got a chair involved. Who got hit first? I think it was Edge got hit first by Daniel Bryan with the chair, wasn't it? He swung at Roman Reigns and he moved out of the way, and he cracked Edge, and then Edge lost his fucking marbles. Then that's what it was. So Edge takes a chair shot.
Both them out then.
Exactly. Then Edge picks it up and he says, "You know what? Fuck you both." Takes Daniel Bryan out. I think he hit him twice with the chair, took out Roman Reigns, and then it was pure heel Edge. Like, the way he was like, oh fucking hell, like he was raging, like, and that's what I like. I like that kind of rated R superstar, ultimate opportunist. Do you know what? You're not better than me kind of thing. As long as I can get a win, I don't care. So he fucked it up, stormed out, and then Reigns just covered Daniel Bryan. It was a bit of a flat ending, kind of an overbooked ending. A lot of shit happened in very small amount of time, but again, it was still great. Like, I mean, it doesn't take away much from it. Like, I mean, it was a savage match, great closer as well to a fairly like bog standard pay-per-view. Like, but yeah, it seems nailed on now that we'll get a triple threat at WrestleMania, I'd say.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. Like, overall, it was great, but I just wanted something more. I was expecting something more out of it.
Yeah.
I didn't want Jay to come down. I thought, maybe Jimmy will get involved, or
I thought Jimmy.
Something will happen different. Like, it just felt like the same formula.
Yeah,
but
that's exactly it.
Yeah, the match itself, my God, Like Daniel Bryan, like from going back a couple of months ago, and he's kind of, that mid kind of card kind of style.
Yeah.
He's just upped his game again. I can't see him. This is his last WrestleMania. No way.
No, yeah, how good he's been lately as well. It'd actually be a shame if he didn't keep on with it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, his contract runs out in September, so there's absolutely no kind of lack of faith in him for this Mania, because, like, I mean, if they gave him a good run, if they even gave him the win and let him carry the belt all the way over to summer, like, the chances of getting him to re-sign, because that's ultimately what they want. They want him to re-sign in some capacity, because if he's still clear and fit to go, and becomes all elite in the tail end of this year, that would be too big. Like, he's a main eventer. You've seen it from last night.
Yeah.
Like, WWE has already hemorrhaged stars. They need to keep and build. They don't need to let them loose. But
yeah,
another cast for that one. The match itself, like you lads have already alluded to, fantastic. Fucking the boys can go. I think you've touched on it. Too much of a good thing. They could have kept it very very rigid in let the match be between the three lads, and Edge could have just like fucked them both in sight of the ref to a no contest if you wanted to put the stamp on the question mark for the triple threat. I think it didn't. It made Daniel Bryan look strong that he got the tap, but it didn't really do him any favors that he got the cover on, by Reigns with the slow count. It just, I never liked those finishes myself anyway.
Yeah, it was a bit dusty, all right, but I feel I have a weird feeling because of how good Roman Reigns is lately. All three of these boys are actually on top of that game lately. I have a feeling Roman Reigns is going to retain that title at Mania, and then they're going to lead into and then they're going to do Bryan and Edge going forward. That's what I think.
Bold statement.
Yeah,
bold statement.
Now, obviously, there's still another 3 or so weeks, so there might be some inklings then that you can kind of go concrete on. But I think just as of right now, like, I know obviously you had the Reigns happen and stuff like that, but I feel like he's on fire right now. And I feel it's almost like a disservice if he just drops it to... now, that being said, if they do like the way WrestleMania 20 was, Benoit, HBK, Triple H, that's what I'm getting from this. I feel this is very similar to that. People getting involved, this, that, and the other, and then almost trading wins. I think you could have obviously that feel good moment with either of the two boys actually winning the belt, but I think you could also have that almost Reign of Terror feel to it if Reigns retains, and I think it wouldn't harm him if he lost it. It wouldn't harm him if he won it either. I retained it. Do you know what I mean?
Here's an interesting one. What if it cleared Jimmy Uso decides to intervene, but not on behalf of Reigns?
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Cost him the belt.
Yeah, I think
when you get your Simone dynasty by the end of the year, because Jimmy could literally have a feud with him and Jay, then a feud with him and Roman, and then the three of them could have a big bash up and then join together as a faction, then going into the end of the year.
Could, yeah.
Easily.
Sure. We won't go too much into fantasy booking anyway, because we'll end up like fucking, this will be an hour-long video and stuff. Do you know what I mean? We're better off keeping it. But yeah, so overall, the pay-per-view, would give it probably about 6 out of 10. It wasn't that special, but there's some good moments in it. That's what I think. But yeah, I suppose we'll call it a day on this then. Yeah, we'll be back again. We'll be back again tomorrow anyway with a Raw review. But yeah, so
I say Raw's going to be good tomorrow.
Yeah, it's to me.
I'm hoping. Oh yeah,
yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Well, it'll be tomorrow for me, pal.
But yeah, so yeah, I have a feeling Raw will be pretty good tonight with Rhea Ripley and all just being brought up tonight. So yeah, fingers crossed. And then we'll see the fallout from Retribution as well. So yeah, looking forward to it. But overall, yeah, not a bad pay-per-view, not a great pay-per-view either. Middle of the pack, stopgap pay-per-view, as they say. But that was our thoughts on it. That was our little recap of it. But yeah, once again, thanks very much for listening. If you're listening on Spotify, Acast, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks very much for watching. And give us a like, drop the comment, and let us know what you thought of Fastlane. And then you can hit us up on the socials then, The Discus Lariat on Twitter and Discus Lariat Collective on Instagram. And then until next time then, see you soon.